Hello YouTube. Today we'll be talking about how strong Superman is from DC Comics and what abilities and stuff he has that makes him so strong. Because when I see people talk about Superman, everyone says he's strong, but no one really knows why or all his good feats that he be having. Now jumping straight into the video, I'll be going over some universal plus feats that Superman has. Like for example, post-credit Superman fought with Golden Age Superman before, and during that fight they reload timelines and shattered the space-time continuum. It was repeatedly stated that they would destroy each other's universes that they originally were from, and eventually they were shattering the entire universe once again, and they were shown again to rewrite the timeline during the same fight over and over, which would just make it very consistent that both of these characters are just universal plus. Not to mention the same punch that Superman did was able to change all of reality inside the universe too as well. So he also has a strong punch and high level of reality warping. We know in Infinite Crisis issue 5, it just states that every world and dimension seeks help from the very spirit that is destroying them, which is the both Supermans. Another feat Superman has, like for example, he stalemated Silver Age Superman, who caused the universe to be created following the death of Maldor, and he also tanked the Big Bang before as well. There's even a feat of Superman flying so fast that he shattered the barriers of space and time itself casually just by flying through space. Superman has also fought on par with characters such as Blastar and even are stronger than them, especially now currently, and Blastar has abilities that can destroy the entire universe attacking them with the gravitational force of the entire universe himself. She also has absolute control over all aspects of the cosmos and all forces that created the universe. Superman is also very fast. He should have immeasurable speed because Superman is also be able to tag Professor Zoom, and he just stated that Superman is just as fast as he was. And we know Professor Zoom has many different immeasurable speed feats, and what immeasurable speed is that you move so fast that you transcend linear time itself, which Professor Zoom does have. And some of the feats that does give him that is that, for example, Professor Zoom ran into the 25th century with just pure speed alone. He could move through multiple temporal dimensions. He was running past to the past to change it during his fight with the Flash. And we know Professor Zoom could just move throughout the time stream whenever he wants, whenever he pleases, just with his pure speed alone, which all qualifies for immeasurable speed. Now that we went over some how strong Superman is and how fast he is, he should be at least Universal Plus. He's way higher. I just really want to get into that video. If you guys want a video like that, you can comment down below and I'll make it. And Superman should just be immeasurable speed based on scaling to Professor Zoom alone, which is already significant enough to put him to that speed level. Now I want to talk a more interesting thing about Superman, because everyone knows Superman is strong and fast. You know, he hits heavy, he can lift super heavy things, he can lift infinite pages, but no one really talk about the powers that Superman be having and that he's able to utilize during battle. Just for example, Superman is immune to being aged to death, as the embodiment of his own death came to him and tried to age him to death, and he still failed. Superman's own death acknowledged and called Superman the embodiment of hope, and as long as hope exists, he would exist as well. As shown in the panel, they found themselves in a place where there's non-time, non-space, a place between sleep and awakening, eternity and oblivion. And I just also want to bring up that, according to everyone's belief, Superman is just a slugger and doesn't really know how to fight. But it's actually far from the truth, as Superman learned martial arts from other people such as Zod, Wonder Woman, and even Batman. He has also defeated someone named Cobra, and then the way it works is that Superman was in Cobra's body, and Cobra was in Batman's body, and they fought each other, and Superman won. And Cobra is, a character who mastered every single martial arts in the world. So Superman is definitely a very much skilled martial artist, on top of being very fast and very strong. So he kind of has like almost every stat he really needs, and the thing we're going to get into now is just more hacks abilities that he has, which makes him get the full set. For example, similar to like other anime characters that you might know, for example like GR, Superman also has causality manipulation. Like as Superman can change the flow of pre-ordered flow of time and change it from with sheer will alone. What this means is if Superman wills it to happen, he could change causality itself to go in whatever direction he wants and how he wants to fight the change. Superman also has a bunch of conceptual manipulation, and he can even fight people who are just concepts themselves. For example, he fought on Doomsday on multiple occasions, and Doomsday is just destruction itself. Or the fact that Superman's love for Lois Lane binds the creation all together, so he binds all of the multiverse together, all of creation, and gives it meaning just from his love for Lois Lane. We also had that Superman's heat visions could deflect Darkseid's Omega beams, which are termination itself, right? So basically his heat vision is able to hit Darkseid and combat it, even though it's conceptual. Another really cool feat that Superman has done before, which is very interesting in my opinion, and as we all know, Darkseid uses his avatars and his true form resides in the God Sphere, somewhere else, right? But Superman was able to cancel out true form Darkseid's soul. Yes, you hear me, true form Darkseid, and his soul was gone just by counter vibrations. Superman also has very cool abilities that other Justice League members have as well. Like during his fight with Doomsday, he's able to phase through his punch, making his punch go past him, but the same punch was able to bypass Martian Manhunter's intangibility, which means Superman has better intangibility than Martian Manhunter. Superman also has plot manipulation as well, with one of the strongest abilities that he has and uses called the retcon punch, which allows him to rewrite continuity and retcon people to the point where they never were written as a story. What this means is if he's were to fight someone, let's say Ichigo, and he punches Ichigo with the retcon punch, he will rewrite his entire continuity of the show he is and the narrative of him, and that he was never written in the first place, which means there was never actually an Ichigo to begin with. And when Superman turns into the Cosmic Armored Superman, who is the concept of the story of Superman, which is the story that Superman will never lose and always would win, which is also narrative hacks, is capable of affecting the overall void itself, which is a high universal realm with crawling narratives everywhere inside of it. Now that we finished up talking about Superman's many hacks, well, it's only some of them because he has way more, but the video would be so much longer. And I could make a video of all his powers, but that would just take a long time, and you should have the comment below if you really want that. Another thing I want to talk about is not how strong Superman is per se, but more of how intelligent Superman is, because a lot of people downplay his intelligence very much. It is stated that Brainiac is only 1,000 times more intelligent than Superman, who could process and store information over 500 octillion decillion beams. We also know that Superman is able to outsmart Mr. Mixie multiple times, and Mr. Mixie is a being from the 5th dimension who could perceive events from across infinite timelines at the same time, and he still gets outsmarted by Superman. And Superman was able to outsmart Emperor Joker, which was Joker, which we know is a Batman villain, right? One of his greatest villains and more intelligent villains he has, who was amped by Mr. Mixie's powers, and he still got outsmarted by Superman. And with that being said, I think this concludes on how strong Superman is at the bare minimum, and not really his peak, because if it's his peak, this video would be way more in-depth and longer. But this should be enough to prove that Superman is more than just a brutalic, not really smart character, but he's actually very smart, very hacksy, with great powers, strong and super fast, and could be a bunch of characters in a fight. And before I end the video, you guys should check out my TikTok. I post some other characters and scales there, even though it's way shorter, but you know, I'll post on here more and on TikTok more if you ever want to see more content from me. And if anyone has any character requests you would like me to scale or talk about or versus matchup, just comment down below and I'll eventually get to it. But with that being said, this is the end of today's video.